Hi guys, it's Tracy from TMC Coaching. You're watching another episode of From the Garage. So it's been said that when people are connected to a person or a cause, the level of care, that atmosphere begins to build and it escalates. The trick, however, is to keep your team connected to what matters most in your business. How could you get your team to care more? Don't you wish you could? Don't you wish you could get your team to care more about the facilities, about the parking lot, picking up trash on the way into the business? Don't you wish you could get your team to realize the importance of caring for each guest and each customer? Their paycheck depends upon it. Your profit depends upon it. The existence of your business depends upon it. Don't you wish your team members cared more for each other? Not just the clients, but each other, but then also cared more about the leadership, cared more about the corporate vision. How do we get our teams to take caring to a whole new level? Well, as with anything, everything rises and falls on leadership. So where does it begin? There's a process for caring. If you want to take caring to a whole new level, there's a 4-step process I'm going to share with you. Here it is. Step number 1, it begins with the leaders, the business owner, those in upper management. They have to begin modeling caring for their team and for the customers, for the facilities, for the vendors that come in. They have to begin modeling caring. Everything rises and falls on leaders, and so the follower is going to be looking to the leader, and they're going to pattern how they serve based upon what they see. It is true. People do as people see. Step 2, not only does it begin with the business owner and the leaders modeling it, but it begins to build as the expectation within the team is that the leaders are going to care for them. It's just a given that when you come to the leader's going to give you an audience, is going to spend some time with you, is going to value you. So it begins to build because that team member that's come in feels recognized, feels heard, feels valued. But then you know what happens? That team member turns with that same energy toward your guests and cares for them. That's how it begins to expand. So step 3, it expands when the customer realizes the entire team in the business cares about them. It's not just the business owner. Of course they care because they're in business. The leaders, they got to keep their job. But then the other team members, when they care and the customer realizes that, boy, your caring level begins to expand and begins to rise. A 4th step in this process of taking caring to a whole new level in your business, regardless of the industry, listen to this. It explodes. Caring levels explode when customers begin to care for other customers. That's pretty remarkable. Now, how will you tell if you have begun developing an atmosphere of caring in your business? When you've taken care to a whole new level, how will you know? Well, you're going to see some few changes. People are going to be glad to be at work. They're going to be happy while they're at work. You're going to see your team members go out of their way with second mile service for the guests. They're not looking at the guests as an interruption. They're looking at them as an opportunity to serve. That's when you know you have a level of care that has increased. But you know what else? You're going to also recognize team members getting called in on their day off and they showed up. Team members showing up on time because they care. Picking up trash in the parking lot because they care. A new level also is seen when you see customers feeding off the care of the environment that they're coming into, opening the doors for other customers, allowing other customers to come in. And you know what I think is probably the ultimate? To watch another customer pay for another customer. That's pretty incredible. I have seen as many as 10 guests in a drive-thru, in a quick service industry, going through fast at breakfast time. One customer came in and said, I want to pay for the guy behind me. Do you know that guy? I don't know him, but I just want to pay for his meal. What's his ticket? They pay. That guy pulls up and said, oh, I'm already been taken care of. I'll pay for the person behind me. And that lady pays for the other person, the other person, the other person. Usually it stops when you find one person, basically they only cared for themselves. But it is a beautiful thing to see that level of care increase. When you connect on that level in such a way with your leaders to the team, from the team to the guest, from the guest to other customers, other guests, the level of care begins to skyrocket. And you know what happens? When people get wind that there's a place in their community that genuinely cares, guess what else happens? Profits begin to increase. It's a beautiful thing. And all you had to do was care. Remember this. The greatest advertisement for your business and mine is not just a satisfied customer, an amazed customer, an impressed customer. That's the greatest advertisement for your business and mine. What would happen if you began caring and you were not only able to give your customer a remarkable experience, but every team member and every leader that came into your business were given a remarkable experience on their shift? Boy, you talk about a whole new level of care. That's an environment that anyone would want to be a part of. Well, thanks for joining me today on From the Garage. I hope this served you, and be well.